Hello, Madam Melinda. Today, we are going to present our topic 2, which is entitled Concepts of Green GDP. Our group members, including me, as the first presenter, which is Natasha, followed by Husna, and the last presenter is Audrey. For the introduction, economic growth basically refers to the real growth in gross domestic product, GDP. Is where computed as sum of all final goods and services that produced within a period of time at market prices. It is measured by adding together a nation's personal consumption expenditure, government spending, net exports, and net capital formation. From a sustainability perspective, GDP ignores externalities and just measures what is produced, ignores what is needed to generate that production. It also does not measure the economic well-being, such as the clean air and water. The main purposes of green GDP accounting are to provide a more correct measure of welfare and to examine the sustainability of economy. Moreover, for some countries, based on data availability, they just considered one or two environmental adjustments for their green GDP accounting.
Next, the challenges of green GDP implementation in Malaysia. First, there are some uncertainties with green GDP metric, which it cannot be reliably applied as an official government statistic, since green GDP accounting needs wide data collection and has the problem in collecting and analyzing data, it would be very difficult to promote. In addition, the cost of data collection in terms of time and financial resources could also be another problem. Sometimes, the costs of data collection are greater than the benefits. Therefore, because of that, some studies may do not consider all environmental adjustment for green GDP accounting. This causes the oversimplification of the problem and underestimation of the correct cost of natural resources depletion and environmental damages. Due to the difficulty and uncertainty of natural resources depletion and environmental damages, the economic losses valuation may just show a part of correct costs. However, these results could be very useful in policy making of the integrated environmental and economic. Besides that, there are some uncertainties about the role of natural resources in production and consumption possibilities due to differences in people's ethical values. It is difficult to set the price on some natural resources like some ecosystem services. Nevertheless, some countries like China and Norway recommended some strategies to increase the robustness of green GDP metric. They recommended developing an accurate accounting and valuation system, utilizing knowledge resources to develop more standardized valuation techniques and improving data transparency.
Next, we will move forward to discussions. The graph shows the comparison of traditional and green GDP for Malaysia that occurred from 1987 till 2011. The GDP runs almost parallel to the traditional GDP at a slightly lower rate of the change until the year of 2001. After that, the gap between traditional and also the green GDP becomes wider. It indicates that natural capital depletions and pollution damages has been increased. If the real GDP growth is positive, but green GDP growth is negative, it means that economic losses due to natural capital depletion and environmental damages are greater than the economic gains due to increase of production of goods and services. However, during economic crisis of 2008 and 2009, the green GDP growth fell more, which is around 9% than traditional GDP, which is around 7%. It was the larger decline of green GDP that causes serious concerns on future natural capital of Malaysia.
Okay, next is about green GDP implementation in Malaysia. Okay, the first one, Malaysia is adopting some sustainable development strategies to save its environment and natural resources. And to achieve the goal of sustainable development, Malaysia had started to implement green economy policies around 1970s, with introducing the regulation to manage pollution from the palm oil industry. And the second one, government has created Ministry of Energy, Green Technology and Water to implement green economy policies and launch the National Green Technology Policy to promote more efficient use of technology which could be less harmful to the environment and stuff. And the NGTP should be a driver to accelerate the national economy and at the same time promote sustainable development in the country. And the third one, Malaysia is starting with implement most important natural resources commodities such as crude oil, natural gas, rubber and palm oil, which will be more appropriate in terms of environmental pollution valuation and resource depletion. And government as policymaker could develop a robust environmental accounting system, establish the accounting scheme and national database to improve environmental valuation. And the fourth one, to get the required information for sustainable development, monetary data together with physical data as complementary data is needed in order for explaining the mutual relation between environment and economy. And the last one, by supporting the R&D in this area by government may significantly help to get more reliable data and accurate results. Okay, next is for the conclusion. Green GDP gives a value to the cost of environmental losses and therefore adjusts the GDP to reflect the environmental cost. So in developing countries with rapid economic growth like Malaysia, the linkage between environment and economics is very important. So since natural capital is recognized as an important economy asset that could have potential for long-term contribution to productivity and welfare as well, so it is necessary to treat them very well. And Malaysia needs to invest more to sustain its consumption and achieve a sustainable economic growth as well. And it is also needs to promote the intensive growth patterns with low consumption, low input and low emission in all economic sectors. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you.